Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings unto the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. This is Brother Taza Pie here with your daily lunch special, and today we're going to be serving up some third woe. And I have two guest chefs here from the algorithm, GMS algorithm. That's Elder Ariala, Martin Dallas, and the Elder Rakar Raquam, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, out of the elder out of London, of the UK. And so I just want to play a portion of this algorithm. All right, everybody in Great Millstone has been going into this Iranian conflict because we know what it spells. We know what that means. All right, and for us, all right, this is refreshing news. All right, this is like the 6th day that started Saturday morning for us, early Saturday morning. It'd be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah, 4 to 5 days. So I'm gonna let the elders set it up, all right, and then I'm gonna chime in because they said something key that I really don't think people are picking up on, all right. And this is my thing, you know, from day one. And how I look at everything. This is how I break everything down. And it's through the lens of the MOTB, prophesied in Revelation 13, the mark of the beast. All right, now they're going to mention it, but I don't know if they're going to mention it in this little segment. All right, but they do set it up beautifully about the confusion. All right, so I want you to and I'm going to post the link, Lord will, I don't forget. So this is GMS Dallas / London, WW3 algorithm. All right, you see algo, short for algorithm, Esau's pride and doom. All right, his pride and his doom. Right, his pride, as the scriptures say, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. All right, and this man is he's gone all out in his pride. All right. Now listen to what the elders have to say. Without any further ado, here we go.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we come with a more tempered energy of just like it's exciting. But we understand as we go through these scriptures and these prophecies, the Most High has given us a taste of the things that He had already prescribed that would happen. So we want to talk about a few of those things, talk about that perspective, and Lord willing, this is edifying because the Esau has created so much confusion, and he has so many different geopolitical strings and geoeconomic strings. It can be like, okay, why is this happening in this way or that way? And so Lord willing, we're going to touch on a few topics and a few things and make some sense of things, you know. I want to start off with Isaiah 62:6. It says, I have set watchmen upon my walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. And that's what we've been set up through the Spirit to do, is to stand on our watch, stand on our posts, and complain. Like it talks about in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, a continual complaint is coming out from the men of the Lord for the Most High to establish Jerusalem and for the Most High to take down our enemies. And what we're seeing right now, wars, rumors of wars, is a part of the algorithm of this place going down, and of what we understand is this current world structure, which is the beast system, which is Babylon the Great as America, actually going through its pride to be destroyed. And so systematically, the Most High is going to put the spirit on the kings of the earth to actually come together and eventually fight in a war of Armageddon. All right?
And we'll just stop it right there. So, right, It's a lot of confusion around this, and people don't fully understand what's going on. All right, and to simplify it, I have a few more vids here. All right, we're gonna go to that in a minute, and I'm gonna let you hear this. I'm gonna play it in the order that they are. All right.
Did Israel force your hand to launch these strikes against Iran? Did Netanyahu pull the United States into this war?
No, I might have forced their hand. You see, we were having negotiations.
Okay, now this is that pride that Elder Ariala and Elder Rakam was talking about. All right, this is that pride. Look at Trump, because the woman asked him, "Did Israel force your hand?" Listen real close.
Did Israel force your hand to launch these strikes against Iran? Did Netanyahu pull the United States into this war?
No, I might have forced their hand.
Look at that pride. Let me go back again. Look at that pride.
We were having negotiations with these.
Look at that pride.
Did Israel force your hand to launch these strikes against Iran? Did Netanyahu pull the United States into this war?
No, I might have forced their hand. You see, we were having negotiations with these lunatics, and it was my opinion that they were going to attack first. They were going to attack. If we didn't do it, they were going to attack first. I felt strongly about that. And we have great negotiators, great people, people that do this very successfully and have done it all their lives very successful. And based on the way the negotiation was going, I think they were going to attack first. And I didn't want that to happen.
Based on the way the negotiations were going. So he just pulling shit out his ass. All right, Apostle Tahar addressed this in his video. It was I forget the title of it. It was his latest video. All right, he was going in on Trump. Apostle Tahar said, "I'm ashamed to even be called American, or I'm ashamed to be American." You know, loosely paraphrasing the apostles. This is how bad it's got. All right, now he's taking, all right, and this is what I want you to understand. He's taking credit for this. He said, "No, my hand wasn't forced. If anything, I forced their hand. I wanted this. This was my call." All right, let me go back.
Having negotiations with these lunatics.
And then how presidential is that? You calling your opponents lunatics, and you just admitted you struck first. You look more the lunatic, all right? Coming off of a full moon, a full blood moon. You a blood moon lunatic. Because lunatic comes from luna, meaning moon, meaning you throw it off. All right? And people that work in the police department and the hospitals tell you they are busy on the full moon. That's their busiest times every month is the month or the time of the full moon. Because people are lunatics. Not everybody, but you have lunatics among us. So Trump called them lunatics, but he's the one behaving irrational. All right? I just want you to peep this.
Attack. If we didn't do it, they were going to attack first. I felt strongly about that. And we have great negotiators, great people, people that do this very successfully and have done it all their lives very successful. And based on the way the negotiation was going, I think they were going to attack first.
And also, keep that in mind. They were in negotiations. This is the second time they struck Iran during negotiations. This is why, because Iran was bringing it to them. They had to call for a ceasefire. America and Israel called for a ceasefire. Iran said no thank you. And have a great day. Enjoy the rest of this war. They finna bring it to them. All right? And Iranian targets have been hit and devastated, demolished. Intel says that they are using Chinese satellites to hone in and target Israeli and American targets. So now China is in this. This is to quote Apostle Tahar, a mini world war. All right? Because you got China involved now on the logistics side. Okay? And so, right, this is the Valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Quagmire for the whore. All right, the Most High has just brought this whore into a quagmire that's going to, the whore being America, that's going to destroy her. All right, so there's a lot of key things that he said. We struck first. He just said,
There's great people that do this very successfully and have done it all their lives very successful. And based on the way the negotiation was going, I think they were going to attack first. And I didn't want that to happen. So if anything, I might have forced Israel's hand. But Israel was ready and we were ready.
and that's pretty much it. So now, I just want you to hear that. Because this is a war of propaganda. So right, you don't know what's going on if you hadn't been paying attention over the last 15, 20 years. You say, oh, it's about oil. They fighting over oil again. You know? Oh, there ain't nothing but America and them out there. They fighting over that oil again. Oh, it's a regime change. There's a video a brother posted that Esau saying it ain't about regime change because, right, then this is what they're doing. Oh, I got a video of that. Oh, man, it's so much. This war is the reset war. And this is what I need everybody to understand. This is a reset war. New boundaries are being drawn up. People are being displaced and replaced. And you're going to see a lot of people die. So they getting ready to reset. And somebody was talking about they want to make a Kurdistan now. They want to turn part of Iran into, I believe they said, that wasn't Kurdistan. Yeah, I believe it was Kurdistan. So they want to just bust Iran up. Because that's an ancient power. Iran been, them Elamites been there for a millennium. You know, that's ancient Persia. But anyway, yeah, man, it's a lot of good stuff, man. But listen at what, so he said, oh, based on the way the negotiations were going, I could tell they was going to strike first. All right? And you see, this is a man trying to save face. This is a man trying to justify his blunder, if you will. Now listen what Tucker said, because Tucker was on fire. All right? Yeah, this.
It hasn't been reported, but it's a fact that last night in Qatar and Saudi Arabia, authorities arrested Mossad agents planning on committing bombings in those countries. Why would the Israelis be committing bombings in two Gulf countries, which are also being attacked by Iran? Aren't they on the same side? No. Israel wants to hurt Iran and Qatar and UAE and Saudi and Bahrain and Oman and Kuwait. And they've succeeded. And the third...
Those are effectively the petrodollar nations. These are people that were in league with the whore America. Now, I got to break these politics down. So when I get into the scriptures, you'll understand it. All right? But all them countries he just named was countries, if you understand the petrodollar agreement, the U.S. said, if y'all agree to sell your oil strictly in U.S. dollars because we done squandered and stole the people's gold, and this dollar is supposed to be backed by gold, now we don't have nothing to back it by. But if you allow us to use your oil to back our dollars, hence the term petrodollar, we will make sure nobody else with you in that, nobody, period. All right? We will effectively secure your nation with our U.S. military. And that's why they agreed to do it. Plus, they got them kickbacks. It's kickbacks too. They're making money. They made a lot of money. Them dragons of Arabia, them Quagmires, they made a lot of money. Crazy money. All right? But now you see, agreements are being broken, and that's what I want you to see here.
To hurt Iran and Qatar and UAE and Saudi and Bahrain and Oman and Kuwait. And they've succeeded. And the third thing you would have to do if you wanted true control over the region is get the U.S. out of the Middle East. And this war is designed to do it because the Israelis know that there is no appetite whatsoever for casualties and that this would cause a political crisis in the United States and that it would most critically convince our Arab allies that the United States is a bad ally. A Saudi Aramco facility went up last night. The Iranians said they didn't do it. Why would they say they didn't do it? Well, possible Israel did it. Why wouldn't they? Because if you think about it, scaring our other allies in the region, letting them know that they can get attacked and the U.S. will not defend you. You put up with all this crap for decades because you got American troops on your soil and your population doesn't like it, but you do it anyway because you've been told if there was ever a problem, the U.S. will come rescue you. Well, guess what we just learned? The U.S. is not coming to rescue you.
And bam, he just said so much right there. All right? And the biggest was probably, let me see here.
Our Arab allies that the United States is a bad ally. A Saudi Aramco facility went up last night. The Iranians said they didn't do it. Why would they say they didn't do it? Well, possible Israel did it. Why wouldn't they? Because if you think about it.
So right there, that's the biggest part. It's possible that Israel did it. These people are pure snakes. There's no doubt in my mind that that serpent in the garden was of these people, was the progenitor of these people. These people are straight snakes. And so now you know Trump was lying. All right? The U.S. is being forced into this per prophecy by the small hats. All right? Now I said per prophecy. And let's go to Jeremiah. It's Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20. It says, therefore, hear the counsel of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Now, the subject matter here is Edom, all right? These are the so-called white people, all right? Edom and Teman are the Germans. That's where Netanyahu then fled to. Let mainstream tell you they kicking all this ass. Well, why you in Germany? Yeah, because y'all a bunch of cowards that start shit to get the people involved so they can spill and shed their blood, so then you can come in later like the gutter fucking rats that you rat bastard motherfuckers are, and you come in and you get up all the land and all the resources after all the blood's been shed. After the dust has settled and all the smoke clears, here come your gutter rat motherfucking ass to divide the spoils that you ain't even fought for. And everybody's sick of your motherfucking ass. But it says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right, these people are the least of the least. And running around here subjecting everybody and forcing all their Trump mentioned the term lunatics. All right, well that ain't even, these people are just straight devils, okay? And it's talking about the Israelis. Surely the least of the flock, the Israelis, shall draw them out. Right, with their snake tactics and antics. All right? Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them, because he's going to bring them into this third woe, which ain't going to go the way that they think it's going to go. All right? Daniel 4:17 tells us that this matter is by the decree of the watchers and to the intent of the holy ones. This is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by this matter is by the decree of the watchers. All right, we are the watchers. And then the angels in the heavens are watchers as well, but we are the watchers on earth, those who prophesy correctly. If you're prophesying correctly, you're a watcher. All right? And in order to do that, to where the rivers of living water are flowing out of your belly, you have to be Israelite. All right? And you could be a heathen and get some of the truth, right? You got heathens going into Ezekiel 38 because they understand it now, because we thoroughly covered it. Yeah, they can go into that, but you can't go precept upon precept and line upon line. But right, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. I hope they didn't forget this, because now it's our time. The Lord finna take it from them and give it to us. And it is the rulership of the earth. They got to unass it. They got to come up off of it. All right? They're going to have to run this. All right? Run your rulership, nigger. The true niggers are the white folks. And they're going to have to run their rulership, meaning give it up. All right? It says, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it, the kingdom of men, to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it, the basest of men. All right? So we just caught Trump in a lie. Oh, Israel didn't force my hand. I forced their hand, but Israel over in the Middle East, and they just arrested Mossad agents in the middle of trying to attempt a false flag. Allegedly. I say allegedly. But this is what Tucker was saying, that the Saudis, if I'm remembering correctly, the Saudis arrested 2 Mossad agents. All right? Right, because they're drawing them out. Trump is being led, but he's sitting up here, all right, want to put on the facade as he's the man calling the shots, but he's not, all right? And I could find a 15, 13-year-old that would launch a better offensive than the shit they did over the weekend. Which, yeah, they hit some targets, but everybody's saying, and you listen to Trump, you listen to Hegseth, they say, oh, we got an unlimited supply of missiles, and we'll keep this up forever. We got an unlimited supply. That's what they saying. And then everybody else, you listen to Scott Ritter, you listen to Colonel Douglas McGregor, and others, they saying, oh, shit, America's ammunitions are about spent. All right? All their ammunitions are spent. Well, just about. All right? They don't have that unlimited supply. All right? So from a logistics standpoint, and then when you listen to the Redacted with Clayton and his wife, and they had some guests on, and even he said, and they were sitting there, you know, kind of joking about it. It was like, damn, they didn't do logistics first? No, they did not do logistics first. They just ran purely on pride, arrogance, and ego. And they, oh yeah, we're gonna make them bow down. Let's go. We're gonna get them. We're gonna teach them. And so here we go, you know. And this is as I say, who does that? I can find a kid that would do a better job than what they're doing, but what y'all don't understand. This is Luke 14:28. For which of you intending to build a tower, sit it not down first and count it the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it, lest haply after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. And here's the point, verse 31. Or what king, all right, King Trump, the king of Babylon, going to make war against another king, the supreme leader, Hamani, the king of Iran, they call him the supreme leader, or something like a king, all right? Or what king going to make war against another king, sit it not down first and consult it? Yeah, and he didn't consult, well, he may have and got some bad consultation, but he didn't consult enough with his staff. He's commander-in-chief. He's not supposed to act unilaterally, all right? He's supposed to consult with the cabinet, with his war, the Department of War and the War Council. They're supposed to have counsel. And then they got to go to Congress. And Congress say, yes. Or Congress may say, no, funds denied. And this is why they calling it in, I forgot what they call it, exercise. They got terms instead of saying war, because Congress never officially declared war, so they can't say war, because they'd be against the law, which they're above the law, so I don't, forever, whatever that's worth. But right, this is why when last time you heard the term war? Even in 9/11, they don't call it, we just went into Iraq, 9/11, weapons of mass destruction. I don't know if they even call that war. But Congress did approve it. So I think that was the last time I think Congress approved going into Iraq in 2003. But Congress been out of the loop since over 20 years as far as all of these operations. The operation in Venezuela. These are just Trump acting unilaterally, directing the military and whoever because Trump is taking orders. Now, this is what y'all need to understand with this. As I said, this is a reset war. This is not conventional war of a kingdom defending its territory or on the conquest to expand its territory. This is the bust up, because Iran is one of those last strongholds. When you, I forget that general's name, God dog it, in Catherine Austin Fisk, Wesley Clark, stated famously that that the U.S. had to invade 7 countries, all right? And Iran was on that list, all right? I know a few of them because they didn't hit them. Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Syria was in there. Yeah, Iran was in there. I'm missing 2, maybe Egypt. I'm not sure, but it was 7 countries in that Middle Eastern region that they said had to be taken down. Why? For the sake of this one world order. New borders will be drawn up. People will be shuffled around. That's left, surviving people. All right? Now, how does that tie in with what the brothers is going into? Because they said it's about the MOTB. It is. It's a currency war. All wars are bankers' wars. The people are the currency. This is a reset war. Shalom.